With weeds overcoming many herbicides, what will it take to control weeds in non-GMO soybeans? University of Illinois weed scientist Aaron Hager says the answer is strategic creativity.
It's really going to depend upon what species, of course, is the most problematic. We have a lot of good foliar and soil applied options for many species, but unfortunately in non-GMO soybeans, we do not have that many really effective options for some of the amaranthus, in particular water hemp, simply because of how much resistance has evolved in these populations over time. Families of herbicides that one time 25, 30 years ago were very effective against this species. Now there's widespread resistance to where it's just not consistent enough to be able to either recommend or use those products, especially in the foliar applied timing.
Now, I know you have said if you can't do it with herbicide, you got to go through an alternate method, whether it's steel or yanking them out of the field. Are there any other alternatives?
It really comes down to what can we do now to effectively manage seed production. We don't see a lot of new active ingredients coming in under development into the marketplace anytime soon that's really going to be a chemical solution to this problem. And even if they did, we really don't know how long they would remain effective given the propensity now of this species to evolve metabolic resistance mechanisms, which makes prediction about what remains effective or how long it may remain effective almost guesswork. And so really managing seed production is really going to be the key going forward. As we've said many times before, even in non-GMO soybean, we'll continue to treat virtually every acre in the state with herbicides. But we have to recognize that now we need to think about alternatives, or what in addition to herbicides can we do? Whether that's walking beans, whether that's cultivating beans, maybe that's the electrocution system when they get above the soybean canopy. Maybe if they do make seed, if we have some kind of harvest weed seed control technology in place, but really trying to reduce that amount of seed load that goes back into the seed bank at the end of the year. What you have to really remember is that any survivors at the end of the year, any females that produce seed, what that really means is that those seeds have now undergone another year of selection. And who knows, this could be the year, those could be the seeds that actually launch a new resistance mechanism in 2024. If we're not seeing a lot of new herbicides, these populations, if they're allowed to make seed, they will continue to do in-field experiments, let's say, with the right genetic combinations that's going to allow them to survive either more herbicides or allow them to emerge sooner through many of our soil-applied herbicides we have right now.
If we can't kill them with a post-emergent herbicide, we've got to do it with a pre. But this year was just not the year for pre-emergent herbicides.
No, and it really, it taught us the age-old lesson again, is that if we're going to lay a herbicide on top of the soil surface and not mechanically incorporate it, we're absolutely dependent upon having that precipitation. Not only do we need the precipitation, we need it in a fairly narrow window related to the application itself. Many of these products really, if they go 2 weeks or 3 weeks without moisture, they're simply not going to be as effective as they would be if they had precipitation within, say, about 7 days of their application.